So with the NFL,
Yes.
we did have some news with that as well, man. So this week, the NFL said that all training camps, first off, will be held at their team's facility. So when you're thinking about the Pittsburgh Steelers going to St. Vincent, that's not happening. The Buffalo Bills going to St. John Fisher, that's not happening. The Arizona Cardinals going out to Glendale, that's not happening.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has to be at your facilities. For me, I understand why they're doing it in terms of the health and safety.
Yeah, you kind of got to. There's no surprise.
Why, man? I mean, I think you just go to Ohio. You got to wear no mask, but you'd be good to go. That's what you said, right? What's the difference? What's the difference? Yeah. What's the difference, baby? Let's go, Deke.
These leagues and organizations are a little bit more PR savvy than me.
Yeah.
That's all.
All right. So in that regard, I definitely understand from a health and safety standpoint, man. It will. I mean, I see the pros and cons to it. First off, from the player perspective, I would be jumping for joy because I hate when we talk training camp, there are benefits to it in terms of the fan element. Absolutely. Dino, Sharkies talking about when you're going over to St. Vincent College and stuff like that. I mean, that's awesome. The staff there is great. They do a phenomenal job. The amenities in terms of the housing is different because you're sleeping in a dorm. You're living in a dorm for essentially 1 month. And yeah, it's a twin size dorm bed. You got dorm carpet. You got dorm amenities. I mean, it is what it is. Imagine you go from wherever you're living at right now and back to the college dorm, size included. It's different. Sharing a bathroom is different. Some guys got roommates. It's different. So in that regard, I'm not necessarily opposed to training camp being held at your facility because I'm either getting a hotel room or I get to sleep in my own house, which I'm good on either one of those. But from a team bonding standpoint, that's the thing I think really affects the lack of being able to leave for training camp. You're not going to be able to have the guys isolated, only focusing in on football and building a rapport with each other. Because when you're at home, you're able to have the different distractions, family, children, friends. It's a different level of access when you're at home versus when you're stuck on a campus with security and just by location alone. Because I mean, most of the places where you're having the training camp at is usually 45 to an hour away from your hometown, wherever your team is at. So in that department just alone right there, it makes it difficult to get some of the distractions in, you know? So in that factor, man, I do see that potentially being the negative element of not having training camp. And then obviously, like we said, the fan interaction. I mean, especially in Pittsburgh, people make Steelers training camp like a vacation. Like that's big for them. That's a destination thing. I mean, I was, very fortunate to be able to meet thousands of Steelers fans at training camp coming from all over the world. I mean, Mexico, Europe, it doesn't matter. I mean, like they're like, I traveled this far. I came by bus. I came by boat. I came by plane. I'm like, dude, this is insane. Like for training camp for a practice.
Yeah.
Geez, what are they hitting today? But I think that's an awesome atmosphere. And I think that part is going to suck as well. But if that's what it takes, like I said, to get the sports back in the safest way for them to protect all the players and the coaches and the staff, I'm for it.
Yeah, no, 100%. And it's funny you mentioned the fans' journeys. And I guess I always knew this growing up, or I don't know if I took it for granted, but I was even doing some research, and it does definitely seem like a Mecca journey for some people. I mean, I've been there, 3-4 times growing up.
For Steelers fans,
it's been stretches of years where I just haven't gone up.
With the Mecca, you hit it.
No, it does, and so it's unfortunate for fans that like doing.
It's a rite of passage
stuff
for them, man.
Yeah. But yeah, at the end of the day, it seems like this was really not a surprise. Yeah. If the NFL is just going to caution on the side of safety, if this is what they think is going to be best, then yeah, why not? Now, the question is there any other, is there any silver lining to this in terms of the play or the team bonding? Because we are missing out on that type of stuff that you mentioned, being in a campus together, a college together, and that unity and really locking in. Is there any silver lining or potential positive that could be brought about this in terms of the team, like in building that type of way?
Well, put it like this. Well, this is the biggest issue too, because I was going to say traditionally the things that you could do to offset that are the trips to Dave & Buster's, which here in Pittsburgh, Coach Tomlin, every year during OTAs, he makes sure that one practice will be canceled so the team could go to Dave & Buster's so you could just have a bonding element where you could just strictly focus on chemistry. Even at training camp, we have what they call the home run derby. So literally a practice would end and we would cancel our afternoon meetings and play baseball and literally everybody's out there. Ben's hitting home runs. Kevin Colbert, the GM is pitching.
No surprise.
Yeah, it is just fun. Even though I forgot who. And the thing is funny. I don't think he's ever won one though. It was some. I might say Rosie might have won one. It was just like it caught everybody off guard. Like what?
Is this with an actual ball? And
yeah, no, it's like legit baseball. Yeah.
Dobbs can ball. Yeah. Was he killing it?
It's. I don't remember about Dobbs because the thing is, it's like they'll have a full lineup and then it's like legit a home run there where you have like multiple rounds of it. But we'd always laugh like the people that you would assume would just crush it and be the best. A lot of times they suck. And then it's like just this guy, you're like, yo, I didn't know you play baseball. And then you find out, oh yeah, man, I was drafted in high school. Like, I wasn't good, but I was like, in the 30th round of the MLB, like, oh, okay.
I can play
okay, yeah. So I mean, it's and that's another thing where you're just able to bond. Then obviously you got the rookie shows. Then we always do a job in terms of the veteran players. We'd all take turns catering food for the players after one of the meetings where everybody's just going to come down and we'll have like Capital Grill, Eddie Merlot's, something where, all right, we all have to just hang right here and eat and just, have that good rapport. So when you're missing out on that, that's going to be unique. And like I said, because everything isn't opened up in Pittsburgh, or we don't know what that's going to look like in terms of limitations on how many people can be in there and things like that, I think that does present some challenges. But knowing Coach Tomlin, man, he's creative. So if he needs to bring the party to, the South Side for the players, like in terms of at the facility, he'll definitely do that, because there's been times where we've found ways to get creative to have team building, where we had our trash can basketball tournaments. That was always awesome. Then we've done it where we've catered different food and have it in the meeting rooms and stuff like that. So it's always ways around it.
Anything because the facility down South Side, that's been changed to turf, correct?
Well, we have two. You have 2 grass fields, and then you have a turf field.
Never mind. Yeah. Because I was going to say, any difference to turf versus grass for training camp? Because obviously you practice and stuff during the season with turf. So from the only issue that's going to deal with the facility is you have to remember 90 guys, players. That's a lot. The Southside locker room isn't built for 90. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times when you have the 90 guys, you'll see they'll bring in like the removable lockers, and then they'll have about 20 chairs. Now, if you're in the 20 chair section, I better make a move, because those are the guys with the double jersey numbers. Like, oh, I'm 49. Oh, I'm 49 too. We both can't be 49. One of us going to get cut soon. Those are those guys. You know what I mean? And sometimes you can rise from the ash, man. If you come out of there, it's like, yo, this guy rose from the slums and he's made it out and he's a success story. I look at guys like, I don't know. I don't want to say Terrence Garvin was in that seat, but like guys like who were like the tryout guys, right? They didn't necessarily come in as like a preferred free agent or a priority free agent. So you look at Terrence Garvin, you look at a guy like Will Johnson, guys who've had very successful professional careers in the NFL. Those guys, I mean, they came in and they weren't the glamorous picks. They didn't have the glamour of, I got my locker already with my wooden name tag. Like, nah, they had the paper name tags and stuff like that. Like, it's a difference. Mm-hmm. But if you rise from that, man, it's a whole nother level of respect. You like, yo, you a real one, baby. 1,000% respect for you, bro, because I know that's not easy. You getting 1 or 2 reps of practice and you better be dynamite on every time you out there, man. So it's a difference in that. But that's what the locker room was going to look like when you having 90 guys on the South Side, just because it's not big enough. Whereas at St. Vincent, they have multiple locker rooms. Everybody's going to get a locker. Then it's more so, which locker room are you in? Are you in locker room 1 with the big dogs? Are you in all the way in the back in the smoking section? It's different. You know what I mean? So that's how you can just tell. But like I said, if you make it out the back locker room, some of them same guys I just named, man. Vince Williams, another guy. He made it out the back locker room. They talk about it, man. We was in the slums and we had to get it out of there. I don't get my credibility because I was in the slums in Buffalo. Yeah. When I got to Pittsburgh, they put me in the VIP section. I felt nice. I was over here drinking tea and eating crumpets. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was all love. We had a pinky up. You know what I mean? So it was a little different. But yeah, like I said, man, if you can make it out of that, man, you're a bad dude. It seems like it's gonna feel pretty professional.
Yes.
It's almost going to be like during the season.
Yeah, basically.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I guess definitely some things you're going to be missing out on. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's just we got to win some games and play some good football. That's all that matters, man. That's all that matters. Just win. I don't care how you get it done. Yeah, maybe a little bit more of a self-accountability then with your off time.
Yeah.
And learning and studying the playbook and stuff like that.
Absolutely,
that's maybe going to be a big difference.
Yeah.
People that are good self-learning. I don't know. Is it completely self-learning whenever it is training camp or no?
The reason why you still have self-learning at training camp is just,
I'm sure that's just a natural thing.
Once the meetings are done, now is you can either spend time staying in meetings longer with their coach or with some of the veteran players, or you go back to your room and you study in there. Whereas when you're back home, when you come home, you're not coming to the dorm room that's empty and you could study with no distraction. You're coming back to a wife, a girlfriend, significant other, children, family members that might be living with you or visiting, friends, neighbors. It's so much more in terms of distractions, and then also things to do. Latrobe is nice, but let's be real, Latrobe doesn't have the same amount of stuff in terms of entertainment that Pittsburgh does as a city.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother thing as well, in terms of just the opportunity to do certain things, and then the opportunity to just meet certain people. In terms of the population size, it's not as big in Latrobe as it is in Pittsburgh. So those are some of the other challenges that go along with that, man.
Yeah. I think we'll work it out.
Either way, man, Pittsburgh, man, it's simple, man. Been back, that's all that matters. All right? Period. That's all that matters.
Exactly.
Yeah.